One of the most amazing people, I told you I was going to tell you of someone that I met, yes? One of the witnesses. I was invited one day to a house. And I was there at the house. I was told I would meet people who were very close to Jesus. So I said, yes, this is wonderful. I want to meet them. So I'm at the house. And at one point, a woman comes out. And she walks right over to me. And she says this. She said to me, I understand you want to know about my son. To this very day, I see her eyes. And I said that moment, I said, I am looking into the eyes of Jesus. And I said to her, yes, I want to hear everything you have to tell me. I want to know everything about Jesus, everything. Tell me about before. I have heard stories of things that happened before he was even born. I want to hear this. And so she said to me this. She said, you sit down, I'm going to get you food. Did you notice in my writings, I'm always talking about meals? Yes? Yes, that Jesus is there either before a meal, during a meal, or after a meal. Or Jesus is responsible for the meal. Have you noticed this? Would you like to know why? There are two reasons. Number one, it was a custom of the day, yes? It was common in the era. Second, I think in the back of my mind and in my heart, I thought, if Mary could give me this food and feed me, I wanted you to know the types of peoples they were. And so every time I wrote of a meal, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking of Mary. Yes? So she tells me, sit down, I'm going to get you food. And she went, she got food, she came down and set it in front of me, and then she did this. She took her hands and put onto my face. And she said, now I'm going to tell you of my son. Praise to God, yes? So she starts by telling me of the angels that appeared to her. And she said to me, she said, the witness from God appeared and it said to me, Hail Mary, full of grace. I said, what was it? Hold. And I got out I did this, and I got out my piece of papyrus, and I started to write as she was saying it to me, Hail Mary, full of grace. And then she told me of going to visit her cousin. And her cousin was Elizabeth, yes? And when she walked in to see her cousin, she said, Elizabeth got up, and she says to her that the baby leaped inside of her, yes? Did you know this? Now, many people have said that a woman in my day who is without child was somehow treated ill by God, yes? Is that the right way to say it? I think, no. Let me tell you, Elizabeth was one of the greatest Hebrew women of the world. She was a Rebecca. She was a mother of Samson. This is one of the great Hebrew women, yes? That is Elizabeth. And do you know who the baby was? It was John. John, you call the Baptist, yes? John. John, many people don't think about this, but John was the new Elijah. John not only proclaimed the coming of Jesus, he was part of the coming of Jesus, yes? John was part of the fulfillment of the Holy Scriptures. And that's what I had to write. I wrote that down, right? And so she met with Elizabeth, she tells me. And then she tells me this. She says, I don't remember what she was doing, but she began to say, my soul proclaims the glory of God. I said, that is beautiful. She says, it came to me because I believe the heavens have spoken to my heart. And I said, I will write this down. May I read to you what I wrote down? Yes. Thank you. I wrote what she said, exactly as she said it to me. She said, my soul proclaims the greatness of the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God my Savior, for he has looked upon his handmaid's loneliness. Behold, from now on will all ages call me blessed. Praise be to God, yes? Yes, you know Mary? Yes? She also told me what her son, I asked her about being there. I said, I have heard that you were there at the foot of the cross. And she said, yes, I heard him say this. I heard him say, forgive them. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And she says, I heard him turn to one of the thieves and say, you will be with me this night in paradise. And then I heard him say, Father, I give you my spirit. I wrote these down. Do you know that those are only written in my book? Because of what Mary said to me. Yes? All right.